Welcome back, everybody, here, the FACEIT Dota 2 Invitational. I'm TobiWan here with Purge as we go on a game number 2 of our best of 3 grand final between Vega as well as Team Secret. Game 2, Purge.
Should be good. Game 1 was a little more one-sided than I expected. You had a Twitter poll about it. It was sitting around 50%.
Yeah,
and
49-51, the smallest advantage going to Team Secret.
Game 1 didn't look like a 49-51 game to me. It was some absolute domination from Secret from the laning stage all the way to the end of the game. They never lost any footing. Didn't doubt their win too much.
I don't know if I really want to use game number 1 as a tale of things to come.
Yeah,
because Vega are a lot better team. Things just went wrong for them. The initiation wasn't right. The laning didn't quite work. Things didn't just match up. And Team Secret definitely, Puppy put them off balance at the very, very start. The 2 dual lanes worked so damn well that Vega winning that, it would have taken a complete outplay from Vega.
Yeah, they had to outplay in a couple key engagements. It didn't work out. Arguably, Secret had better heroes for all the things they were attempting early. They used their heroes to maximum potential. I don't see Vega grabbing a Doom in the early first 2 picks this time. There's almost no way.
Yeah. Yeah, Wyron also the same draft. Maybe that's also another thing that Vega didn't do quite right. The fact that they ran a very similar draft to what they ran yesterday. And
it was, yeah.
And Puppy, he does his homework. He knows what's coming.
Mm-hmm. So Vega's Doom roam worked really well yesterday, but that last game basically says, okay, Vega learned something new. If you have to move into a tri-lane, Doom is not the hero. So they'll have to delay that pick until second round, most likely, assuming that they can't adjust it in a different way.
Is there something about a Dire Nyx that just makes Dire Nyx more powerful? Because this is we're seeing the second Nyx ban the first phase in this series, but it was Vega first game, now it's Secret.
It's definitely possible. Radiant definitely needs to get more aggressive, push towers, possibly get some ganks going, and Nyx Assassin can do that. It's also the fact that Radiant offlane, Dire offlane.
Yeah,
Radiant offlane is better, so that would mean if Secret bans it, that's not true. It's hard to say. I'm not completely sure, but I think it has to do with his ganking playstyle, his pressure playstyle. If you make it difficult for Vega to sit on their side of the map at all, then I'm sorry, I'm getting confused. I'm just gonna stop talking.
You're good, man. So Shadow Demon picked up by Team Secret. So they did this yesterday. They actually attempted to go for this Leshrac combination with the SD and didn't work that well.
It was almost good. It was very close.
It was.
I really liked it, but they didn't quite execute it perfectly.
Yeah, there was a couple of things that went wrong, and that was, I think we were both agreeing that if the catcher was leveled up before the Shadow Poison, they actually had a higher chance of finding the kills with the Leshrac combo.
If you're against an Omni, he's gonna make you magic immune, and Shadow Poison does so little damage compared to what it used to at level 1. So Soul Catcher, amp up the Leshrac, the guy that does have damage. That would have been better. At least 1 point, I think, could have made a big difference.
Vega, I don't know if they're really that thrown off by this. They burn a little bit of their extra time. They go for their first pick, Keeper of the Light. So that'll be into their hands. They've got themselves some deep push. Not a bad thing against SD Illusions, at least.
It can kind of work. Blinding Light's fantastic against it, but the real good thing about Keeper is the lane pressure you put out makes it harder to push. You can just, if you sit there in trees and they don't know you're there and you throw an Illuminate in randomly, the amount of damage output that is from a support from safety is amazing. So they can easily do Keeper, Slaughter, dual lane, for example, and then transition nicely with pushes and recalls. It's kind of like having an IO on your team, basically. Recall is maybe one of the things that does make Keeper truly OP right now, is the mobility advantage it gives you around the map.
Well, that's one of the fun things I really enjoyed when I cast the TNC games at TI. The fact that you'd always have this recall into a Blink Axe. You could do the same kind of thing with the Slaughter if you wanted to, and you just saw Team Secret doing it with MP. That you just jump in, bring in the Phantom Assassin, and all of a sudden, kill's a kill.
It's such an easy recall ability, really. He just has to be somewhere in the area and not die, and bring in the carry that has good gap closers, that has the damage. It's a very cool strategy. Maybe they'll have to nerf the ability, the cooldowns. 15 seconds.
Team Secret, they're going back to what they did in previous games in this tournament. It's the bounty, and the SD bounty was not banned out in the first phase like it was by Vega in the last game.
So this is okay, but it also is bad if Keeper gets ahead. If he gets like Ag's Gem, then Bounty's going to have a really tough time not dying in every fight. He'll have to sit back and just wait out for track gold.
I wonder if we also read the fact that Team Secret now are not running that aggro tri-lane, because they did it with, what was it, the Ogre?
They definitely could. Oh, Team Secret aren't.
Team Secret
Well, I mean, they can still do dual lanes. I would say SD's not the amazing dual lane hero that he used to be. He'll be okay. Safe lane, but aggressive? I'm not so sure. But Bounty Hunter tri-lane's fantastic if they don't have very much detection. You can just roam between mid and top, for example, and absolutely get as much contribution.
But they're probably going to have something in there. I'm so wondering like if Secret go to something a little bit more default, like if they bring in the Luna pickup in their next phase to work with the SD.
I don't know if I'd pick it against Slardar. It's kind of, I mean, late game would be great, I think. But early game, not so sold on it. It would give them pretty weak disable their team fight. You do, I mean, in some ways it's a really good pick because Bounty has very weak team fight, so Luna has a fantastic team fight. It would offset that a little bit. So there is some credence to that call, I think. There's a possibility that they would pick the Luna, but in terms of laning stage, I think it would be a bit too weak is what I'm thinking with SD and Bounty.
Yeah, that would give a chance for Vega to get in. Timbersaw being banned out by Vega, so taking out another one of the favorites of Team Secret.
That's respect right there, and they should. Frev's really good at Timber.
It really is amazing how effective he's been with that thing. And Team Secret now, who do they give respect to with Vega? Vega are not running the drafts like similarly before. Juggernaut's probably the first hero which flags in my brain at the moment.
I'm thinking PA maybe, some minus armor strat potential stuff is what Vega could go here. Especially when you open Slardar, it's not only obviously amazing because it's Slardar on Dire, you can take Roche easily, but it depends how much Vega wants to go into the minus armor. So clearly they'll grab some other core that does decent physical damage, but what it'll be yet, we have no idea. And that's why what Secret's opening was here is pretty solid. It could leave them with control problems, but they now know that Vega doesn't have as much prediction power for what their cores will be that will counter their opponents. Slark ban would have been, I know, gank potential. Shadow Demon is okay against it. I would say moderately good.
I'm wondering what offlane would have real issues with someone like Slark and now Lifesteal. So I'm assuming a melee hero that can't just jump out straight away. Leash would hold them in position. The Bat Rider is actually still in the pool as well. It's
punishing against Bounty Hunter as well. If you dust and pounce him, he's usually dead. Could be good in the tri lane too. I'm thinking like Mana Leak, maybe Chakra Magic with Slark could be alright. Do Dark Pact twice in a fight. That could be kind of good. You could cast it and then wait a second and a half, cast it again, and then you'd have Dark Pact for 3 seconds of spell invulnerability. That would be really cool, actually. Don't know if they need it. Secret has no spells, though, so maybe a waste, but you could definitely farm fast with it.
Well, Team Secret still have 3 cores that could have all the spells in the world.
Yeah, both teams basically don't know what to predict necessarily because neither team has really revealed anything, and the Disruptor pick guarantees that Vega has really good bounty solutions. His roam in the early game should be shut down a bit more, especially once Disruptor hits about level 3.
It also means that Vega can punish really heavily. So Amplification's going to have that vision, great synergy with the Disruptor. And then you've also got the Recall, you've got the Jump Around. So they've got big AoE hitters, they've got great maneuverability. And that's just with their first 3 pickups and 2 more cores to go.
So as long as the Disruptor and the Keeper of the Light are always in the right position, they should be able to kill just about any hero that can't go Magic Immune, and that's why they banned out Jug, because they're planning to pick Disruptor. Because if you imagine Slardar initiating on a Jug and Disruptor gets there a little bit late, gets a spin off, the whole gank is ruined. So they have to. So this may force Secret into picking. Unfortunately for Secret, they banned Lifestealer. That would have been the next hero I thought of. But they need something that'll be fairly survivable against this kind of gank pressure, or has benefits in other ways. And there's a good example.
That's still a bit of a problem though, because Disruptor can counter the Ember Spirit if he gets the right timing.
If the Ember, hard, man.
If the Ember can't get the Lincolns up. Glimpse back into the storm.
It's hard. It all comes down to whether or not you glimpse at the same time that he uses his ultimate out, basically.
Yeah.
And how much time will you stand still? Because if the glimpse does go through too early, and you've been standing still, then yeah, you're gonna get an ulti out. But what if he was 500 units back to the left? Then you'll glimpse him, but you won't actually get the ulti follow up, which is what you'll need.
How does the synergy work when you do the Sleight of Fist? Can you Spirit out before you're affected by Storm?
It should catch you, I would assume, but there's a possibility that it doesn't. Some of those abilities are a little iffy, as we saw from Phase Shift and Astral Imprisonment, Spiked Carapace and Astral Imprisonment. You never know. When those splits of seconds, you have to do some testing.
Oh yeah, if you guys did miss that, go check out the VODs from day 1. That was OD versus Nyx Assassin, pain for the eyes.
It's pretty good for the Nyx.
We get a Storm Spirit, so we have a Chaser now out from Vega.
It's pretty good. Storm is a solution against Ember Spirit. He can obviously mobility against Bounty Hunters, also very good. He's also got Keeper of the Light mana. He can recall Storm and bring him somewhere, or Keeper can recall Slardar, and Storm can obviously get there if he's anywhere in the area with lots of mana. So I think the Storm gives, that's basically 3 amazing ganking heroes already for Vega. Keeper of the Light to move and get some mobility there. I really like the draft for Vega.
So where do they find their stability? If we assume, like most last we've seen, have been going to the off lanes, we're looking for a 1 position now from Vega. Who's your stable guy that's able to battle an Ember Spirit in the late game?
Well, I don't think that's... I'm not sure yet about that. I think Secret needs team fight, definitely, because right now Vega has amazing ganking, so either they need to split push, which they can do a bit with Invoker here, push out lanes with Forge Spirits, it's safer, it lets you know a little bit better where Vega is likely at. I think Secret could do something like a Tide for their last pick, just because it could give them some strong early mid-team fighting, because if you just win a team fight or two, then Bounty track actually starts kicking in, and everything gets easier once Bounty gets his first major item. So I think Secret's aiming for that kind of team fight thing, and Vega, in terms of your question, in terms of their core, obviously you can't go Illusion Hero, still something that's magic immune is pretty solid, or anything that buys Manta style is going to be really happy this game on Vega's side. Downside is, of course, if Shadow Demon gets illusions of them, it can be iffy, but like Morphling or something. Yeah, I think Morphling is the hero for Vega 100%. The only downside is they're too farm heavy. They did end up banning it, but it would have been a little farm heavy with both Storm and Morphling, but it would have been the perfect pick. Hard to kill, high nuke damage, everything they need.
They read it by banning out the Morphling as the last one by Secret, and then a straight pickup into the Tiny. So they needed something. They needed something that would give them the catch. Like that was the one thing I was missing. I was thinking you can't get the Bat Rider. Well, how do you do it now with a Tiny? Because there's going to be a Tiny 3 position.
Tiny's catch is more like you catch them and put them in a coffin right away. So it's more of like, okay, you got them, but they're already dead. So I wouldn't even call it catch. It's like, it's so good at getting solo kills, and the heroes that Vega have are very low HP. Disruptor Keeper, he's fast blink dagger and just start blowing up people, and that's going to limit Vega's ability to teamfight and gank. If you just kill somebody and you get out, and then you jump in and kill them again and kill a second person, then the fight's won. It doesn't matter. You don't really have to have good team fight. You just have to initiate and kill somebody and wait.
It's kind of funny then you pick a Luna into something like that. Like you're talking about like this instant pop. Luna isn't really the strongest hero to survive.
Until a certain point, and then she's really effective against Tiny. Very high armor at some point. As long as you get your HP to like 1600 or higher range, then that combo ability will not kill you, and you should be able to BKB ulti and have a good fight.
And I'm interested to see if Luna can get that good start off and see how effective Team Secret can be, because it seems like Secret are going to be the ones saying, hey, we'll wait to fight, right? Like around 15 to 20 minutes, then you're okay to go?
Give Forev the fastest blink dagger you can, do some Sunstrike setups with Shadow Demon Disruption, and hopefully for Bounty Hunter he can get some track kills. But if Vega gets a little off to a good start and the blink on Tiny is delayed, it could be really bad for Secret here.
I'm wondering actually how you get that farm into Forev. Like
safe lane, man.
Is it
I don't know.
I don't know if you really want to safe lane him when you got an Ember Spirit that needs a lot of farm too. He goes boots first.
Okay, I think he's gonna side pull a toss, like what I was talking about before with Eye. Just the large camp can go a little bit to the left, toss him the creep wave, and then that'll pull the wave over. At the very least, he'll get a large camp every time with just 120 mana, and guarantee the wave pushes as well. So. As long as Vega will do a lot of pulling, this should offset it a bit, but it will guarantee him some levels. And he can also do things like toss the Bounty Hunter on a hero to close the gap, for example. Any levels that he can get, any kills that he can get, it's really good for them.
Very smart here by MP. Sitting in the tree line, he's trying to break the smoke of Vega and make sure that like Vega aren't trying anything a little bit ballsy with a 5-minute aggressive push, which is what they're doing right now.
Yeah. It's one of the best places to scout for that, especially with an SD behind him. Just if you see anything, you just back into the trees, and most people can't land their ability once you get fogged there. So looks like they are aggro tri-laning. Oh, I like this Luna build. That's efficient right there. 6 stats, baby.
All the branches?
Yeah, dude.
All the branches for Luna?
4 branches, 1 circlet. That's how you win games.
Well, FN, he can have that build. See if it's going to be useful. For now, Puppy, he's put down 2 observer wards. One's watching the mid, one's watching the movement up to the top lane. And they're flagging the fact that Mag is going solo. So already Team Secret have got the information, knowing that Vega are running an aggro tri-lane.
Yeah, that's the important thing that he was looking for. It cost him a lot of mana to do that. He's already out of mana, popping his clarity. So they know what's up, and this will be arguably better for Forev because he will get guaranteed farm. But then is it going to be good for MP? And I think that's all right, considering how big the Blink Dagger could be. As long as they pressure the Slardar well, I think this is all right for Secret.
Well, do they even have a chance to kill off the Ember Spirit on the bottom lane? You might be able to push him a little bit out of lane, but if you have ST Disruption to save and you've always got the Flame Guard,
well,
the damage output onto MP is not going to be massive.
It will because they have right clicks, and that's the big thing. 2 ranged heroes with Luna Aura, and Ember Spirit only has 1 armor. Very, very low armor hero.
Mag's really trying to win that top lane. We saw the double crush up there before. He's hitting both Forev as well as Puppey. But he's only got a Mango left. There's not a lot of mana for him to work with. We're going to keep our eyes as well on this bottom lane.
Oh, Forev could die.
He's low, Mag. He's got the crush, but it's out of range.
Okay.
Mag will take the damage from the tower and be forced back.
That was actually pretty costly. Forev is behind, but losing that last bit of mana could make a big difference. By trying to zone as best he can. This is exactly what he wants. Just 1v1 engagements against weak little coddles.
Puppey ended up denying himself to a neutral creep as well. All that mana which he burned at the start. Obviously doesn't care too much about it when he's just going to die and get it back again.
Yep.
Buys up wards, goes back to lane.
And this time he's going to be able to pressure mid. There is a sentry to defend Iceberg though, and I'm sure he's been happy that he does have a 1v1, but he's getting slightly more last hits than Invoker is.
That's a really shallow sentry too, like nowhere near the lane.
Yeah, it's just a defensive.
Oh,
basically.
Forev, so low. The Avalanche is going to connect. Forev, Mag makes a break for the tree lines. He's got the sprint, but where is the target? Forev, it will find him.
Huge kill.
Bashes him up. No support coming in from Team Secret, so they're not having a crack at this. Instead, it's on the bottom lane. The Illuminate hits Pylai Die. He gets out of the wall, so at least he'll survive with that. Throws the poison, actually missing all the targets. Puppey's trying to help him out, but Pylai Die, FNG and Seema were just way too close. So Vega off to a good start, getting 2 kills already.
I'd say an amazing start, really. I mean, the reason Forev lost his lane is because he had to buy boots first, expecting a tri-lane. Instead, they go aggro, and now they get to pressure the Ember Spirit, deny his farm, and they're getting kills with just all their right clicks.
Mid lane, Mag comes out of the Invis rune. He's looking for the kill over on the Invoker, and they are probably going to get it. The Sunstrike's down. The damage on Mag quite high. Puppey finishing the job on Seema. Really, at that point, it was mid one looking for the kill over on Seema with a full poison stacks released by Paladai will find that kill.
They do get the kill, but with mid one dying mid, that could have been a Sunstrike on a Disruptor to get him experience. Instead, the gank from Mag came at the perfect time. And why would he not just stay top? I mean, how do you expect that?
You don't.
You'd think he would just stay top. He got a kill. I guess he was low on
Wait,
HP,
hang on. Actually, they should have seen that, though. The Observer was watching the top rune.
It's possible that he TP'd in or something. Maybe mid one was being too aggressive. Maybe he smoked as well. There's a lot of things that could have led to it. But that kind of rotation absolutely changes the game. Mid one doesn't expect it. He ends up dying when everybody else is bot lane. Super unpredictable gank.
Now they have a crack over at MP. As, well, quick slide of fist. Needs to get back into relative safety.
Oh,
the
he's
tower,
dead.
Pylai Die. Where is the save?
Well, he's still level 1. You can't.
So he's only got poison. There's no disruption.
Yeah. It hasn't been able to hit 2 yet. He's been busy trying to zone supports rather than pull. And that means level 1, no save there.
Okay, so Forev has still managed to get a lot of CS. So the Tiny is still looking, I'm not going to say great, like he's still got boots as well as just a stout shield with his 1 death. So loses a little bit of that money. But we're finding experience onto the Tiny, which means the rotation, the things that can pop off the Disruptor and the Keeper of the Light quickly is still online for Team Secret, or coming online.
It is, but we'll see how it works. We haven't seen a whole lot of Tiny lately just because of raindrops, most likely. If the supports just carry raindrops, every single time he tosses them, it's 120 damage less. That can make the difference, especially these first couple levels. And because they're doing so well in their lane, that means faster boots, faster raindrops, more stats.
Courier's got an empty bottle on it. It means he'll have more than enough time to get the 3rd hit in, which is what he requires to get the kill. So the bottle is now lost for the mid.
It's a pretty nice game, but MP could die again here. No, he's going to be just fine.
Still just a level 1 glimpse as well.
Yep, no huge threat there. I was way off. The big lane is really still Mag versus Forev. Forev's armor so low that every crush that Slardar uses, he does a huge amount of physical damage. Although he gets him low here.
Forev tries to have a crack himself. The other big lane, which is working well for Secret. Well, okay, bottom lane, MP. Once again, he gets put in a wall. TP support's on the way. MP very low. Pilot, I just can't help in time. But that mid lane is 28-14 up against 18-6. Mid one's actually, even with his death, he is still on top of Iceberg.
Makes sense. I mean, Storm wants to get in melee range to use Remnant, so every time he would, it allows mid one to right-click him like 4 times. And especially with the Forge Spirit on top of that, there's no way it's going to be a good trade for Iceberg. So
Mag's rotation's coming in. Quick sprint down, mid one. Okay. I was expecting Mag to keep going for him, so he burns a decent amount of mana just for the Sunstrike.
It would have been a really sick play, though, especially with Bounty rotating in. Sunstrike would have turned that. It's a good move.
Let's start with Disruption on bottom lane. MP gets the Searing Chains off. FN burning down quickly. The poison's already on him. Pylai Die still the man on the front lines. They glimpse the Ember back to give space to FN, but Seema's now completely bone dry, unless he's lucky enough to get a regeneration rune.
So at least they almost got a kill for once, but MP's still having a terrible lane.
What is Puppy up to? Oh, Seema's denying himself. Puppy, wait, did he see? Did he see? He's gonna go in. He's gonna check the pit. Seema, no, he took his kill by Roshan.
I saw it coming. He was just a little too far. The cast range on Shrike and Toss is so low. It's a good attempt.
But he threw it before Roshan hit him.
Yeah, of course.
Like if he waited half a second.
Doritos only fly so fast, man. It wasn't gonna make it. That was clear. Probably you wasted our observer's time. Come on. He could have been looking at something like a hero teleporting into a lane.
Phrase, it could have been amazing.
That's close. Rev's got Arcane Boots, a lot of mana potential, but this could be his death. Oh, he went aggressive there.
With the amplification, there's too much damage. The support arrived just at the right time. The first big rotation from Vega on their supports.
Yeah, Tiny feeling the outplay there. He's like, I think I can kill Mag this time, but the supports got there. And a little bit of aggressive play was the wrong thing to do.
So this time it's Vega who are the ones having the
good laning start.
Yes. Yes. I was trying to think of like the better way of putting a word to better roaming in the early game.
Effective rotations.
There
the superior
you go.
rotations. There we go. That's exactly it.
They're the ones with the superior rotations this game.
They really are. Their laning stage went amazing, and their supports are moving around. I mean, if you get solo kill in your lane, 1v1, and then Mag goes mid and gives your mid hero kill, it's just the advantage, man. It's so much. And he just appears in random places. In some ways, Mag is getting huge value out of having Slardar over here like Bat Rider. Bat Rider is very stable and forced.
The loop around from behind. FNG won't see this coming. Oh, Willie, it's nighttime. Okay, the pings are finally coming out, but FNG backed out.
If they had an Observer Ward, for example, that's a kill.
Now, Puppy's waiting forever. I don't know if he actually got the timing right to know that the courier is going to be coming back out again.
Well, he could toss Mag back, throws him back.
Yeah, bottom lane, Mag into trouble, but then again, MP amplified up. He needs his distance. He's got his Sleight of Fist and Searing Chains up, so he does the Searing Chains first. Sleight of Fist are a little bit more distance. The toss of the illusion. Mag looking for the crush. It probably wouldn't have been enough damage to kill off MP.
Maybe. He had amp damage on him already. If he stunned and hit once, he might have killed MP. It was very close, actually.
Puppy's moving over. He's trying to line up a target for a Sunstrike with the Invoker. So the Sunstrike's going to connect into the Cold Snap. The jump away Iceberg having his level 6 means an easy escape when these things do happen, but it pushes him away from the 8-minute rune.
So going well for mid one. He's almost got his Midas on top of this. 55 last hits, the last hit leader in the game. And in terms of net worth, he's way ahead also. Oh, Frev with an invis. This is almost guaranteed a kill. But who will it be on? We got a squishy Keeper the Light level 4 mid.
He's going to sit exactly where...
He could get Iceberg in the jungle. That's where he's headed to. He knows Storm's not mid, but he's going to go back and heal at the same time. Very unlucky. Unless he saw Frev coming mid, in which case, that's why he's going to heal fast.
Well, the only observer what they've got that could even see something like that is the one on the bottom lane inside the jungle.
Yeah, but, you know, going to a rune, could be an invis, could be a haste. Play it safe, go heal.
Instead, they're going to move up to the top lane with the Tiny. Puppy's already here. Sunstrike should be back up by now, and, well, it may be enough anyway. It's a 3-3 combo, and they go for
the double.
both of them with the Sunstrike. It's too far off. Shuriken something. FN back to the tower. They can't get out of the wall. Disruptor's the only one to die, and FN wants to get out. Puppy misses the moment. They'll toss the creep over. That actually allows Puppy just to walk away from the tower, cutting the tree line out, so he doesn't have to die of the Storm Spirit.
If they just would have gone for the Luna, she would have had him. The Luna would have definitely died, but a little greedy. They get the support instead. Could have had a huge gain for Secret. Going to go on bottom at least.
Yeah, that Sunstrike's coming in again. Hits pretty heavily on Maggie. Still wants to run forward, only at half-life. Gets a crush on Pylite Eye. MP needs to create some level of distance for his support, but it doesn't look like it's going to be possible as now there's your Remnant hit. Slardar will just explode. So support for a core.
A little bit more damage on FNG. Oh, now he's in trouble.
Glimpse.
No ulti, though, from Sioma. And yeah.
And there's still the Spirit to get out.
It's such a good counter. You just wait for the glimpse, you throw the Remnant. As long as you're not getting ultied, you can get out.
Is that Sunstrike up? Iceberg's farming right underneath the Radiant Observer Ward. And you've got the movement over. Yeah, Tiny's making his play. Iceberg will jump up. The Avalanche will miss. Iceberg, however, didn't get up the hillside, which will allow for Rev to close the distance. Iceberg, quick wand and Soul Ring to give himself the space to get away.
I really like the item build that Frev went for here. Like, Tiny is naturally really fast because of Grow movement speed, and then he buys a Windlace on top of that. So he's actually running... It doesn't even need a Blink Dagger. He's just making it work with Raindrop, Arcane Boots, and a Wand.
I still find it counterintuitive that Tiny gets faster the bigger he gets.
Well, it's because your limbs get longer. Therefore, you can take longer steps.
The longer stride, but then you increase your weight.
Yeah, but also your rock, what about your rock muscles? Your rock muscles get bigger.
Aerodynamics, I suppose the thing was able to move pretty quickly.
Aerodynamics only matters if you go really fast. It's exponential.
They're going for FN. FN turning for that one little CS, allowing Pylite Eye to get the disruption off, and then it is very simple from that point for Forev just to combo up.
That's the power Soul Catcher right there. That hit really hard. I mean, obviously they had 3 heroes nuking, but Soul Catcher, man, SD is still a good hero.
Level 1 doesn't matter. Still good.
It's great. 20% of any damage increase, and it stays through BKB usage if you cast it early.
Seems like one of the major problems for Vega. I'm looking at that net worth, and you see who's on top. 5,600 on the Invoker himself.
They're getting super far behind, actually.
Yeah.
They've been worried about the bounty ganks. Their movement has been...
They're waiting for the Spirit. Iceberg, he needed to bait the Spirit jump down, but with the Spirit's all the way back past the Tier 1 tower.
Yeah, very smart by MP there. Against a Disruptor Glimpse, you do not mess around against that skill.
Disruption again. As in comes Puppey, a little bit extra stun. Forev's got the toss, the Sunstrike, it hits the mark. So mid one will find the kill. Iceberg now trying to make the most out of this one, going after Forev, able to claim him too. But not a lot of mana to go for another jump. That is the reason why the Keeper of the Light is here.
That's not terrible. Iceberg's going to be happy with that one. He is farming quite slow though. It's 12 minutes and he's only got 51 CS. Really had a lot of trouble in the mid lane, but that's the issues with Storm. Some heroes he just doesn't match up very well against him.
Then you think he can just get the kills on the rotations, like that'll work for him, but that hasn't. Like he's got two.
Yeah.
Like it's still 2 for 0 on Iceberg. It's not bad for him, but
there hasn't really been rotation opportunities. The only person that's been rotating all game is Slardar, and Disruptor's moved a little bit, but he just now got a 6. The gank didn't work bottom. That delayed 6 definitely impacts things, but that's because they aggro tri-laned. That's why it happened.
Ether Lens for Tiny as his first item.
Really?
Instead of like maneuverability, like Shadow Blade, Blink Dagger.
It amps your spell damage. That's pretty minor, but I wonder if it gives you greater toss acquisition range as well. You can also toss farther. He's going to maybe toss in for a cold snap is the goal.
Well, maybe it even also increases avalanche as Iceberg gets hit from a mile away.
That was pretty value. Avalanche looks like a regular cast range now. It's about 600. With that cast range, that's your initiation. It delays getting there. It's a 1-second stun. And if you get the toss after it, it's a massive amount of damage, especially with more and more grow levels. This is a pretty cool build. This is innovative stuff right here.
Puppey's getting a little bit of vision. Okay, now he's also scouted out. Mana leaked, dusted up.
He'll make it. He's got this.
He has not got this at all.
A very dead hero.
It had to bite him in the ass some point. Like Puppey has been moving behind the lines. If you had a heat map for Puppey, I'm fairly certain like 60 to 70% of it is going to be on Vega's side of the river.
That's the place to be. Got to know where Vega is. That way you can outmaneuver them.
Well, MP glimpse back this time with a
wall. What? It worked?
That is the answer to the question I asked during the draft. The Storm does not hold the Ember in.
All right. I think the only way that works is if you are remnanting to the location while the glimpse sends you back. So it's like the window is very small. If you're trying to initiate the cast.
Okay, let's watch it again. We're almost going to slow this one down if possible.
We got to look at the icons. That's the big thing. Oh, there it is. He pressed it. Okay, that was the first one.
Yeah, we got to wait till he comes back.
Watching the icons. That's where the magic's going to happen.
So here comes your glimpse.
Yeah,
Spirit away, and he jumps out.
You have to activate the jump as the glimpse, as you're teleporting back to the glimpse. That's the only way it works. If you try to cast it as you go back, then you're silenced.
So technically the Storm never had an effect because the Ember was technically never there.
He was there, but the teleport, it's kind of like fountain hooking, basically. He basically fountain hooked himself out of the glimpse, if that makes sense. I guess you'd have to be like, it's a bad analogy if you haven't been watching Dota for like 4 years like we have, but you know, sometimes the spells will complete no matter what, and in that case, it's bullshit. It's one of those things like, okay, that's how there's a lot of inconsistencies with things like X marks the spot, glimpse.
Storm long jump in, going after Pylai, trying to fend himself back behind the tower. Most of Secret are not here because they're already looping around themselves. They're coming in through their own jungle. Puppey can slip through the small little crevice, but MP and Forev looking for their initial target. Mags in the tree lines, they hide. The Spirit down, the Sleight of Fist. There was no Searing Chains to hold FN in, but he's getting back in range of the rest of Vega. Remember, he does have that Eclipse available, so the heavy magical burst damage still available for Vega.
They could glimpse the Frev back, but he's so tanky.
Oh, Puppey. He's going to get dusted up.
He's fine.
He had half a second. He's not fine.
That's a ganking squad right there. They're very high damage right now. If anybody gets out of position like that, it's over.
Meanwhile, mid one is having the time of his life. He could have come back straight away. He's got BTs already on him, and it looks like...
That's a Yule's build.
Is it a Yule's build, or has he got such a great start he could even go straight in for like a scythe?
No. It's definitely going to be Yule's. Gives him lots of movement speed, and also gives him one-shot combo against heroes like Storm, who are normally very hard to kill. And it'll save him if he gets amp damage, he can use himself. There's a lot of really good things about it. Definitely can one-shot these supports endlessly, so that's what he's aiming for. And mana regen, more cast, more push. Very beneficial, and also protects him against the potential Storm Orchid, depending on when he gets it. So
I'm seeing a lot of
always,
perks. A lot of perks.
It's real good this game, definitely, if he's cool with Sunstrike combos. So looking pretty good for Secret. Again, they did lose 2 supports there. Shadow Demon dying under the tower, but that's tactical. That's not a safe place for his cores to be. The supports go there, get free experience, free farm. And if they do get ganked, oops, you lost your least farm.
Forever. That's a long, long glimpse. This time the Storm will have its effect, but where's your follow-up damage? Mag wants to come over, but the SD disruptions kept him out. Here comes your Blink Crush. Forever, the Amplification's still on him, and there it is. Illuminate hit, plus the damage from Iceberg on top of a Lucent Beam.
That was enough. Illuminate made a big difference there, actually. Throwing an extra 400 right at the end. Frev should have lived, but goes down. I don't know what he'll buy next.
Spirit Jump in, Spirit Jump out, but it took too long, so Mag was able to blink away. Took no damage, while Ember was doing his little pirouette around him.
Well, they get control of the Radiant jungle again, at least, but don't know if that'll be enough. Like, mid one's farm is just getting out of control completely, and this is the best thing you can do with Exort Invoker, and one of the reasons why it's so strong. Push lanes with Forge Spirits, farm the enemy jungle. If you get into some trouble, you cast your spells and get away. He could try for Iceberg kill here.
I'm kind of liking the Gem of True Sight, the jump away. He's got enough distance here. The Courier almost doesn't. Puppy's on his way over, but I don't think he'll reach it in time.
That was super close. If mid one had a spell ready.
He's going to find Iceberg. Iceberg has no mana. The Sunstrike's right on the mark with a Shuriken toss. Track is up. They'll give him a little bit of mana to get away, though. So there isn't enough damage, even with the level 4 Shuriken.
That was nicely done. But hard for Storm. Like, he should be farming right now. Instead, he's dead. He's actually doing great KDA, 4-1-1, especially considering the laning stage. But the Bloodstone is not done yet. This is not a 12-minute Bloodstone. Frev would have had a Bloodstone. Frev does get Bloodstones at 12 minutes.
I'm sensing bias from you, Purge.
No, that's more sarcasm. I mean, Iceberg's honestly playing amazing considering the start. This kind of KDA, super respected, but it's just harder to farm because he knows that he does have to worry about heroes like Bounty Hunter doing that kind of pressure.
So how is he meant to get effective? You've got a Storm Spirit running around, just trying to build up a Bloodstone for now. But he can't control the Invoker. He can't disable the Invoker. Like, the only one who can really do that is the Disruptor at the moment.
Well, you don't have to fully disable him. You just have to do things like chain stuns. So it all comes down to map movement, not getting ganked. I mean, in the late game, Vega's definitely stronger.
Here they go. That Observer Ward from the dire side let them know exactly where MP was moving. Blink, Crush, the Storm is down before there's any kind of remnant kind of movement from MP. So that's a big kill. Slider will take it, 450 gold into his bank account. Putting the Blink Dagger on the map too.
Great way to execute it. Just guaranteed stun, guaranteed static storm, kill the enemy hero. And that's what they were waiting on, Blink Dagger on Slider. Meg's having a fantastic game though. I really feel like he's doing the most on his team. He's won his lane, he's helped to win mid lane, he's guaranteed farm for his carries. Like, everybody, the KDAs on Vega as a whole are actually fantastic, but Secret is just completely out farming and out pushing Vega. And it's forcing them, when they want to gank, it's forcing them to defend. They're just split pushing, basically. And they have vision advantage because of Bounty. That's why nobody wants to play against the Bounty Hunter on Secret. They could get Puppy here.
Bottom lane, yep, you jump in by Iceberg. Seema's right there. You'll put the ball up so Puppy's got nowhere to jump to. Gets the track, but supports here from Pylai Die. Purge over on Seema. Puppy, he goes again, refreshes the track on Iceberg. The jump away. Where is your stun? Where is your control? MP lands a fraction of a second too late.
It's a really nice gank attempt by Iceberg. It didn't quite work out. Raindrop value. They will get Sioma at least.
Yeah.
I think that's all right. I mean,
they may lose another one though. Like, Mag is on the run. He's got his sprint up.
That's hard to catch. He's got the Yules.
But mid one's got so much movement speed as well. He catches up. The Yules into the air. Now the track. You got 3 heroes going for this. They keep their distance perfectly. So Mag's Crush having no effect. And FN arriving in late. Puppy with the Lucent Beam on him. Iceberg's attack will find the revenge kill. So it's something for Vega. Maybe even something more with a regeneration rune.
Vega's definitely going to be disappointed. I guarantee that Slaughter misclicked there. He's probably trying to click up in the fountain, but clicked on the cliff here. Almost for sure, because he turned and backed, and they got within range of the Yules, and that's when things ended for him. He should have been fine with Sprint and Blink Dagger. Really unfortunate.
They're prepping on bottom lane. Jump forward. Keeper of the Light. What have you really got to give here? Not much.
Make him leave. Nice job. But it also does give Storm Spirit the lane. I don't even know if he's going to go... I think he still has to go Orchid. I didn't want to say it, but I think he still has to Orchid, but there's so many good solutions on Secret. Oh,
Seema
back.
Yep, actually able to grab MP. No Spirit of Fable, so Iceberg.
Okay.
Another big kill coming the way of Vega, finding more of these secret cores just slightly out of positioning and punish him.
That was sick plays from Sioma, actually. Like, and that's why it works. If you keep pressuring an Ember, he's going to run out of spirits.
Solo kill, he wants something. He's looking up towards the top lane, but he had no vision. Like, if he had vision of Pylai Die, then he would have just gone on him.
And now they're dewarding with this early gem, that FNG purchase. Who needs Ags? Just a little gem work, and that does everything.
Once FNG's got the Ags too, like having a little bit more true sight, having a little bit more heal in the defense too. Sunstrike right in the money. Avalanche toss. Smack gets exploded. But Forev may not get out this one scot-free. There's 4 heroes right behind him, and he's got nowhere to go.
And he did pick up the Blink Dagger finally. Gets him the Slardar kill, but I don't think that's worth it at all. It's giving a Bloodstone charge to the Storm Spirit. That's more mana. Like we talked about in the draft, Secret does not have a lot of disables. They're limited there. So if Storm Spirit just keeps buying HP and more mana regen, Secret is not going to have a single target, tons of damage over time carry. It's Ember. He's more of an AoE cleaving sort of carry.
It kind of turns this into like a split push kind of thing, plus with a little pick off here and there from a Tiny.
Yeah.
But because they've given all these kills over to Iceberg, it looks like they're going to revenge kill now. The jump in, there's the Yule Scepter up. Can he get away from this? Where is the maneuver? And he needs the jump. He just can't do it. Perma lockdown. The gem is gathered up by Secret. But you still look at the net worth and the difference. Like, mid one was so far ahead. Now the Luna and the Storm Spirit are nipping at his heels.
Yeah, that was a really solid gank. Just Tornado, the Meteor with Cold Snap and all those right clicks guaranteed he's perma-stunned. But normally he would be able to survive there. Definitely could have suicided, but he thought he could make it. I don't think he'll make that mistake again. But if he would have suicided there, that would have been massive for Vega, actually. Because he wouldn't fall for that again.
BKB's up for the Luna. They get the dust reveal over on Puppey. Use the Storm, get him in, and now FN's got a choice. He lets the Eclipse go, but the BKB's not even on him yet. It's flying out in the Courier. It won't matter if they've killed the bounty hunter. Sunstrike's on the way in. In comes your Storm Spirit, dragging MP back into the Storm, but he's out! But no, Disruptor! He had enough with the strike. He'll find the kill. And now it's a 3v2 trade-off. Iceberg Cold Snap. He can't get away from this. Forev goes in deep too after Mag. Will he have a chance? No, he doesn't. Mid one's right behind him. Yule Scepter sends him up. A little bit of miscoordination there with the Avalanche, but it won't matter. A kill is a kill, and Vega will lose 4.
It looked so good for them. They even got the Ember Spirit on the backline, but as soon as Tiny shows up, he's going to kill your squishy heroes. And that is exactly what we saw. The Cold Snap, the amount of counter, it just killed Storm 2 times in a 2-minute period. That's the only disable they had, and it worked. It's just incredible that mid one made that work. The game sense to know that, to exploit those little timings. It's
and here we are again.
You learned something new about Dota. Like, the fact that they even killed him was amazing. I think they must have, they got a Thunder Strike.
Thunder Strike on him. That was the only thing, because he was gone. Like, he was totally gone on 50 HP, and then the last strike is what got the kill.
The Luna kill was the big one, really, by Forev.
It seems also a little bit too premature from Vega. Like, you see the Courier moving back right now on the mini-map. It had his BKB.
Oh, man, that would have been so nice to have there.
Yep.
He died at 60% HP.
But they started the fight just a little bit too early. But then again, Secret also did force it. The opportunity was Puppey being too close, dusted up, but they try and kill him.
Yeah, and the original problem, there's still a tier 1 tower up there. And if that wasn't there, there's a high chance that Secret wouldn't have reacted as fast. And that just would have been a huge teamfight win for Vega. That's another remnant of the laning stage going bad.
Yeah. The fact that Vega have only claimed 1 tower, the bottom tier 1 tower in 24 minutes.
Yeah. There's not much HP on it, 129. They could even deny it, but
it's so big for Vega too. Like Vega have a great lineup where they can just go in for Roshan. Like, you've still got amplification, and you've got great cover around Roshan.
But they just haven't had the opportunity.
Yep.
So
all the space.
Definitely not. Until they get to that position, then it's still going to be a bit iffy. That last team fight loss is huge. The 2 deaths on Storm Spirit. He was up to like 16 Bloodstone charges, now back to 7. Like, he should have had his Orchid by now, considering how well that little time period went. But those 2 deaths, due to just 1 skill, it kind of changed all of the momentum that Vega had going for them.
They're going to try and fight to get it back, and they've already fought pretty hard to try and reverse the net worth advantage. You sit at 25 minutes in, and Vega...
They're basically competing 2 cores with the 3 of Secret.
Yep.
And those 3 cores have track gold. And it needed to be Storm Spirit snowballing real hard right now. Because Invoker is just going to get scarier and scarier if mid one can be the Invoker player. And I think that he definitely can.
That's one of his big signature heroes. And with a Tiny supporting him with a fresh Echo Saber, the damage output is starting to pile up for Team Secret.
Yeah. It's free double damage, basically, every 5 seconds.
And then you make more Tinies to do more work. So at least Luna will finally bring down that tier 1 tower on the top, but they're losing their tier 2s in mid and bottom. So the last remaining outer towers for Vega, they're dying very quickly. But because now that tower is gone, you do have the Storm Spirit with his Orchid.
If they can get the tier 2 top, I think I'm all right with this.
They're going to pull him out right now.
It's just not safe, yeah. They just can't stick around, so that's a tier 1 for 2 tier 2s. Not the best trade.
The Poison actually got the reveal for a moment.
Oh, kill mid, and he gets him. Frev jumping in, killing the Keeper of the Light. Oh, they can get the gem back if they kill him here. This is huge.
Yeah, the crush, the amplification's up. You already let the Orchid go. Forever will die. The gem still is not gathered up. In fact, they've lost the Slider. Iceberg will grab it. Tornado will fly forward, but...
That's super worth it, though. The fact that they got that gem back with that, Frev staying a little bit too long, needed to get that kill and out right away. But all of these aggressive wards that Secret just prepped, if Vega can just get their heroes alive, de-ward those wards, the game goes back to neutral.
Searing Chains FN. They're trying to bait a BKB charge out of him, but the Storm Spirit looking for a little bit more than that. That gem you're talking about, MP silenced up with the Lucid Beam. They have the damage. They bring down the Ember Spirit. So the 10-second BKB is worth it, but Pylite High and Puppy! The wall, the hold, the storm! That wasn't part of their plan when they ran in there. They wanted more help to come from the Invoker. It may still turn around for them, however, as mid one, there with his Force Spirits, they move over to Seema. So you lose your SD. The Sun Strikes on the mark, hit Iceberg, dropping him at half-life with the Vortex, dragging the Invoker in. Almost 1,000 gold for the wicked 6 streak. Of mid one.
I'm surprised they're not chasing this. I mean, I guess Tiny's alive, but it's just a bounty hunter. I really feel like they could have gotten that kill. All it would have taken was Ball Lightning, the Shuriken, and a Mana Leak on Puppy, and he dies. I think they should have gone for that personally, but either way, amazing fight for Vega. The fact that they got a kill out of the Luna BKB changed everything. If MP didn't die there, Vega absolutely loses that fight. They're barely able to eke that out, and then a couple more mistakes lead to Vega getting tons of experience gain. And again, more items towards Storm becoming out of control. Yeah,
having him getting that huge injection of money. So right now he's got the Orchid as well as the Bloodstone, can start building up his charges again. But the Aghanim Scepter also arrived for the Keeper of the Light. So now you can have like a lot of recall. You got Blinding Light to now deal with as well. Not to mention the fact that he'll be bringing the heal and the vision during the fights.
So, goodbye wards, basically. All of the wards that Secret just placed down are now gone. With that said, they didn't buy the gem in the first place. They could get their own, but it still will cost them. First Battle Fury almost up for MP. He is very far behind.
28-minute Battle Fury.
You know, he's having some inconsistent games. I hate to say it, but I'm thinking of the Leshrac game that we saw yesterday, and now this game here. He died a lot of times in lane. He is getting picked off, and if he just had 3 less deaths, I feel like Secret would just be ending the game right now.
Instead, they have to rely on mid one to be still the big man on the front lines. Having that Lincoln Sphere to protect him is going to make things a lot easier for him.
Yeah, absolutely will.
And make things a lot harder for the Storm Spirit unless he can get that next item, like something that can trigger the Lincolns.
He's gone for a BKB instead, because, you know, Cold Snap. It's pretty scary stuff.
Not to mention all the magical pop which is coming out from the Tiny until he picks up an Ags.
Yeah, actually, I think it's a fine build here for Storm. They just need to keep winning team fights, and not dying with BKB is the way to do that.
Team Secret are grouping up. Looks like a smoke maneuver as the Courier's bringing it in right now. They're letting mid one farm the last bit before they do this.
Must be nice knowing that you can smoke anywhere on your side of the map because your opponents haven't crossed the river in like 20 minutes.
Did they actually slip in for the pit?
That's what it's looking like. They still have that ward on the cliff as well. That kind of helps a lot. 50 seconds. I'm sure they'd rather take a fight. I think they were expecting Vega to be in there.
It's such a problem though. Like, at least you're fighting around nighttime. That's an upside for him. Kind of like the downside too of Vega.
They will
like
illuminate. They're gonna know.
You pop Eclipse and you lose the vision.
There's the ward. Will they illuminate Blast the Roche? They don't know.
They're not doing it.
They have no idea that they're in there.
They have to have some kind of concept. Everyone's missing. Here they go. There's your Remnant. They've got the vision inside the pit. The Illuminate's going to hit it as well. The Blink, the Crush, and the Illuminate! It hit so hard. Team Secret. It is actually a snatch of the Aegis Immortal. Tiny's got it up their sleeve, but Vega was the one to kill it off. So Tiny, the only one dead, now coming back to life. Secret tried to get a little bit of extra space, but back inside the pit. Tiny, he jumped up and found the Storm.
He's got the urn on him though, so he can't blink for a while.
No, he can't. He's at least got a lot of life.
Like he didn't glimpse it. Why didn't he glimpse it?
I don't know. He's got the creep wave right behind him. Is he waiting for the TP scroll? Maybe they're more worried about Farev getting all the way back to base. With FN here, Farev's taking through a lot. Avalanche is up. Farev, now you glimpse, pulls him back up again into the fight. They knew they can get the kill no matter what. Sunstrike, however, in comes the rest of Team Secret. Mid one crushed up. Needs a little bit more space to work. As can that Luminant tries to hit hard. You'll set her up. Mid one gets his distance. Instantly into that tornado, pushing Mag away with the EMP. Mag will be able to avoid it, however, sitting down a little bit further in the lane.
That's a pretty even fight all around. I mean, Roche got taken by Vega. Huge gold advantage there. It's like a tower. But the A with the Aegis on Tiny, it gave them a lot of fight advantage. Storm went down. He didn't finish BKB, except for now. So good fight for Luna. Good fight for some of the supports as well on Vega's side. But I think that was about even.
It kind of feels that way. It's kind of crazy to see also FN. Like, you'd expect the Luna to have more of an advantage. You go, oh, he's only got 1 kill, but he's got 17 assists. So out of the 25 kills that Vega have got, FN's been involved in 17. Blaves help you with that, but he's actually having a proper influence in all the fights.
Yeah, and he's transitioning to his next item after
Puppy
this.
starts with a shuriken toss. They purge up Mag. He thought he was the one being the aggressor.
Was he scouting behind the tower?
He was actually looking for a crush. Now Seema starts his TP. The Sunstrike barely away, but the tornado, he should die from the fall and will do so. So Invoker gets a very quick double kill.
That's looking 2 free kills. Yeah, they'll take that one. I think they only got 1 track out of that, unfortunately. But and MP still doesn't have his Battle Fury. It's 32 minutes in. Come on, MP. You gotta stop dying.
He's been 1 item away for like the last 4 or 5 minutes.
But the problem is that finishing Battle Fury is not going to be the difference in him not dying. It's just going to allow him to farm faster. Like, he just hasn't gotten to his farm item yet. I know he's against very difficult heroes. Some of those ganks were hard to solve.
Oh, Pylai die. Picked off by Iceberg. Very quick and easy kill. When you got the Orc and the SDs alone like that.
And more importantly, he pulled...
Are they getting out? I don't think they're getting out of this one. In comes MP. Looks at the Searing Chains. Doesn't get it properly over on FNG. But the Tornado will do its work. The Avalanche as well is there from forever. They just toss him around like a rag doll. So the Keeper of the Light will fall.
And jump back to the Radiant team again. Mid one's
like,
going to look for Iceberg.
It's more like a game of hot potato with that gem.
It's almost impossible for him to get this. Oh, I guess he could Yules. No Lincolns just yet for Storm Spirit. 800 gold passes BKB now. Luna's next item is the big one. What does he get? He still always has to worry about SD disrupting him.
Battle Fury. Battle Fury.
He's got it. Nice.
Yes. Took 33 minutes. And it's still not coming out in the courier. I don't know if you're trying to keep it a secret. The courier is just idle in base at the moment, not bringing out his item.
That's fine.
Or he's coming back home.
Yeah, he's so mobile, it doesn't
Yeah,
even matter that much. Why even waste the courier for your team? Oh, he's got Blink Dagger as well. It's
You'll Scepter bottom lane, combining with the Sunstrike, Deafening Blast, Mag. Owned.
Yeah, Sprint is not going to be what you need in that case. BKB is really what he needs to buy. He's got an Ogre Club now. Went for Midas, of course. It's a good thing, good way to transition Slaughter if you focus your time on ganking. At least you're getting some really good passive gold game. But definitely gankable there.
Goodbye, Iceberg. MP won't get there in time. The TP ball lightning away.
So controlling Roche area is great. It is going to be Butterfly and Luna. Pretty good with against the SD illusions. If he gets disrupted, at least his own illusions will be missing himself. It'll be hard for him to kill his illusions too, but important thing is him not dying unless he dies here.
He's still got BKB up, remember. Is he going to use it? Seema puts the ball, trying to create some distance as FNG being focused on by MP, but the BKB ulti, they don't see anything yet. So MP still managed to find that kill, the Keeper of the Light. The jump forward, Pylai die being dragged back in again as they all will actually be enough with the Avalanche chasing down FN. He's got no more immunity. Cole snapped up. The trackers on him as well as 3 other heroes. Tries to break free with the Manta, but he still gets tracked up again by Puppy. 3 heroes down for Vega. Buybacks are available, but they lose Iceberg here as well, which he actually commits suicide.
That's 4 dead, though. Huge teamfight win there for Secret. That was basically won by Pylai Die. It took the Storm like 6-8 seconds to actually kill the Shadow Demon, and that's how you win your team fights. Because then Luna is just running away from 3 heroes constantly. Instead of taking a 2v3 fight, she just has to go.
Man, you got to give a lot of props to Pylai Die. His SD play yesterday as well was absolutely amazing. Made so much space for his team, and right then, great example of it. And Vega, they don't want to burn their buybacks. They may have to burn it on the Luna, or else they're losing 2 lanes of racks. 11 seconds till the Storm is up. They have fortification.
I don't...
Secret are not forcing the issue. The Disruptor as well as the Coddle being back up seems to be enough. They want to fall back.
You can spawn Invoker, but he's got Lincoln still, so he'd have to get a melee range, or at least cast range of Thunderstrike. No more kills, and they continue building more items. Pipe and Greaves now on Bounty Hunter picked up. Like every kill now becomes harder and harder. Once they get like Forces and Glimmers, it's even more difficult for Storm to get kills. And the BKB, like that was the worst thing about it. He did kill the SD, but he had a BKB, his 10-second BKB, to kill a Shadow Demon because the fight got a little janky.
Iceberg, he's so close to him. They both have no idea. None of them have vision around here. The Remnant only gave a little bit of vision for a short time over the camp. And now BKB will also arrive on the Tiny.
It's a good pickup. Protects him against Storm Orchid, basically.
The upside for Vega, however, is the fact that Luna, if she can complete the butterfly, like her damage output is still going to be really nice during the fights, if she could survive.
Sort of, yeah. I feel like Greaves should be able to offset a lot of that, though, especially if they get a Vlad's afterwards or some other armor item. I'm just not seeing... I feel like Luna's so limited by mobility problems.
Blink, Avalanche. This time FNG is able to dodge it. Turns the Mana Leak onto Forev. The Courier sniped out. What did that have on it? 1,700 worth. As Iceberg leaps him, looking for any kind of like cleanup. But all of Secret have already backed out.
It's probably Talisman Evasion for the Luna.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, that would have actually been it too.
And,
like with her money.
Gold.
So there's no buyback available.
That was actually a huge snipe. And they should obviously know who it is.
What is that BT? he just BT'd a grand total of like maybe 100, 150 range to his Forge Spirit sitting in front of him.
You're telling me if you had a Boots of Travel in real life, you wouldn't teleport to the bathroom once in a while when you were lazy? Come on. You're just flaming.
Teleport to the
hypocritical.
Teleport to the fridge for a beer. Yeah, okay.
The people do that all the time, I guarantee it.
Storm Spirit. The long jump in. Here comes your Tornado with the EMP. Gonna put Iceberg in a bit of a rough position.
Oh,
and he actually BKBs.
No. The Glimmer pretty much saved him, but
yeah.
You never know.
But that's now 70 seconds without his immunity.
He just knew that if he died right there, they guaranteed lose a Rex. He had to actually press that. You never know what's going to happen. Could be a follow-up stun, could be a deafening blast or a tornado or something.
And now his Iceberg quick jump, very quick jump, dodges the avalanche.
That's what he had to fear. The 1 second avalanche stun and the toss-up stun duration. That's super dangerous.
You know, it took him forever to get a Battle Fury, but now there's already a full Manta style over on the Ember.
Yeah, that's all it took. And in MP's defense, he did take the full brunt of pressure from 3 heroes just passing by. He took the full brunt of gank pressure, lane pressure from all of Vega's heroes all game. And with that, it allowed his team to create space.
Are they actually... I don't know if that was a TP scroll that was used before by Iceberg or if it was a recall play.
That's actually so strong.
So you just ball lightning through everything. So far down that even Mid-One was expending abilities just to check the tree line in case the storm was still down there.
That's pretty good, actually.
Here they go again, and this time it's a TP. This goes all the way down the lane, cuts the lane up, but actually didn't even do any damage to the creep wave. It was too far off to the left.
Doing it again.
The Illuminate's also a little bit off target.
Oh, he's pulling back Luna, actually.
Yeah, Luna was pushing out the top lane. Hearing that BKB going off, it's going to be Forev looking for the kill on Seema. Luckily, the Glimmer Cape for Seema keeps it protected, but the Tornado catching both Mag as well as FNG. So FNG is down. Mag will join him in the grave. Iceberg, where is this damage? Where is this control? He brings Puppey back, but he's taking too much. He has to ball lightning away. Locked in position for the moment. Now the Storm. Where is your glimpse? You need to pull him back into the Storm, but most of the damage actually MP goes back so far, he goes over the Storm wall. But it doesn't matter if they still find the kill nonetheless. The gem gets recovered, but the bottom racks is lost.
Yeah, I think that's by far a bad trade, though. They had to get more kills than that, but Iceberg is really peaking off. He had to go back for the Black King bar. This Bloodthorn could make the difference because it really will amp his physical damage, but Vega's absolutely lacking damage right now.
There's your jump. FN, Sunstrike, the pop, the blinding light. It doesn't do enough. No Luna, 82 seconds. Iceberg's almost dead as well. They have to Glimmer. They have to protect him. He spent his money on his Bloodthorn. That's why there's no buyback. FNG will die. He bought back during the last fight, so it was 80 seconds on the sideline for him. Luna at least is going to have a butterfly, but I don't know if she'll be alive long enough or in time to use it. In comes Storm. Expends half of his mana. Now he gets double avalanche done by Forev. Iceberg is away, out of range of the Sunstrike. Regen as quick as you possibly can and get back to the front lines. And Mag also needs to get some amplification up. Blink, crush, misses, Mid-One, too quick. Blinks away in time, toss him around, back again. Now the tier 4 towers are under attack. Iceberg jumps in with his BKB already turned on, trying to put that Bloodthorn to use, but so far can't find anything. BKB will wear off. He has to back out as the sole survivor of Vega. No other buybacks. They understand this game is over. GG, Team Secret, in a 2-0 victory here in the grand final, will be the winners of the FACEIT Dota 2 Invitational.
Just an absolutely amazing performance, with the exception of how behind MP was. everybody on Secret played amazing that game. Even the creativity in their picks. They opened with a Pudge in game 1, did something a little different, played it super effectively, and even in game 2, a tiny off lane. It went a bit rough, but his rotations became amazing, and just the overall split push, continue to farm playstyle from Secret. They're diverse, they have the individual skill, and they can do a lot of things and win games.
You know, I had a couple of questions about putting Team Secret in my predictions for major invites. I have less problem putting them in that list now.
I completely agree, actually. I think it's fairly safe to say that with this win, they're looking good enough to just be directly invited. And maybe there weren't enough games in this tournament. At least that's what I assumed. Best of ones, whatever. Maybe it doesn't mean that much.
You could say that, but the play level, the level of Dota we've seen out from these teams, and just the fact that they're working so well together, that may just be enough.
They're playing fantastic, and they had a fairly good performance when they went to China. I believe they got 3rd place, fourth place maybe. Which
it wasn't too bad at them.
Still pretty respectable. It's a mid-tier placement, but with this on top of that, I mean, again, you could say they played against Vega. Vega also hasn't had results, and the team they beat before this was Escape, and then they beat Empire in a best of 1. It's like maybe they had an easier road. Maybe that doesn't give them an invite.
You could have said the same thing about Na'Vi at ESL1 Frankfurt, and that was still enough to get them over the line. So
it sometimes affects things. We'll see when the invites go out. There's a couple more tournaments coming up in the next month or so. Maybe invites go out this week. Who knows? I believe the countdown's almost done. If I'm not mistaken.
We're getting pretty damn close to it. Let's have a quick look over the scoreboard at the end, just to see how our last game ended. Mid 1, obviously the biggest star in the stats board of Team Secret.
Do you see that damage number? 37,000. That was an Invoker, and he was farming the whole time, and he was pushing the whole time, yet still had the highest damage total by far on his team. Frev getting number 2 there. MP obviously having some issues that game, but really solid plays.
Does this feel like that with Team Secret? Like, 2 of their cores always seem to be good enough.
Yeah.
And the 3rd one, just like, okay, you just accept the fact that he's going to be something, but he's not everything.
Yeah, he got pressured a huge amount.
Yeah.
They just had to split farm, split push, prevent Vega from getting repeated team fights and ganks to snowball the Storm, as well as the Slaughter into a strong mid game. But if they had less Invis heroes, that might not have been the issue. But the Invis hero advantage that Puppey has, as well as a smart defend the safe lane with a squishy support. The cores were never in the dangerous position to die. It was always the Invis or the support heroes dying, letting the other 3 heroes get kills, and occasionally ganks as well.
Yeah, and as you can see there from the graphs, really Team Secret, they were always ahead. They just never really gave that much of an opportunity for Vega to get back into this game. And of course, it's been a terrific series, terrific tournament. Let's enjoy the memories again as we can look back over our last game, the 2nd game of the best of 3. The Secret were able to whitewash, where then Vega, they really did try and stick it, and they got a very good start against Team Secret.
Yeah, many kills against MP here at all stages. Before he hit 6, he was just very vulnerable, low damage, and even in the off lane here, Mag just consistently was getting kills against Frev. I think he got at least 1. Here was another one where he had support rotations. So despite the early levels that Frev got, the lane stage definitely went towards Mag's advantage. He also ganked mid once and got that successful kill. Just almost everything went well, but finally Secret got some turnarounds, and really a lot of it came down to the fact that they had a Tiny and their opponents had a Keeper of the Light and a Disruptor, and they just kept getting those kills repeatedly from the start of the game till the end. It's a very different way to go high ground, but kill 1 hero, and then it's a 5v4.
Yeah, you almost expected Vega to have it the other way around, like the Slaughter jumping into the initiation, then the Storm Spirit capitalizing on that, but it never happened.
Yeah.
And the Luna, like, you feel really sad for her that she completed the Butterfly, but was never alive in the game to use it, because that courier got sniped up by Puppey. So there was never the evasion problem that Secret had to deal with.
And that was really maybe the issue in the draft for Vega's side. They had strong lanes. They won their lanes, they got to a fairly good place, but they always needed at least 1 carry to stop dying. That was the only way that they were going to win this game, at least to match Secret's split farm potential. And they never had a carry get to that level. Either Storm Spirit, he had to start buying defensive items. The Luna just was also weak to the Tiny. The Tiny was just such a brilliant pick this game.
And because of that, like, Vega were never able to add enough pressure to Team Secret. Like, how many times we see Parlay die at the right place with that disruption? You want to go for the kill, and he just pulls you out of it. You have to choose a different target at that point. Even at this point, he's just purging up, sitting on the sidelines, but he allows MP to have his own little one-on-one duel on the side. And then Vega are just too heavily split. The Luna can't make the most of her glaives. The Eclipse can't even like focus anything because they just waited out of BKB. She can't even stand in the list.
Yeah, so she never got to that tanky area where she wasn't easily pressured and never was able to truly get a good Eclipse off. That was another thing. Almost every single Eclipse was mediocre And that's because of the split pushing. Secret knew what phase of the game is Vega strong. Their laning stage is really good. But in the 10 to 20 minute mark, we just split push with Forge Spirits. Don't let them take a 5v5 fight. Limit our gank vulnerability to our supports, ideally, with an occasional death on Ember. And then at some point, we will beat them late if they don't get ahead in terms of farm, which is exactly what happened. Vega never got the big items. They never got over that hump to where they're finally survivable against these quick initiations. And then they're just completely shut down.
And terrific work from Team Secret. So they are crowned as the champions. And of course, we look forward to seeing them in new competitions, maybe the Boston Major. Of course, you can be involved in that as well. All you got to do is be involved in the Boston Open Major qualifier. That's right, it's done through FACEIT itself. So go use their platform, get familiar with it. You can get yourself some other stuff, including the battle passes. You can be involved in their other games, Counter-Strike Go, Smite, and more. You can do these games. And of course, you can also get hardware, team jerseys. You can use all your points to get real-world things, or not real world
whatever
things.
You want.
You can get Arcanas. There's Arcanas also available for you too.
Dota items, real stuff.
They're both the same.
What's more important? Dota items, let's be real.
Yeah, they really are. It's about making my Crystal... my Crystal Maiden has more items than any other hero.
There's definitely
including a draw.
There's some Dota items that I want, but I don't want to pay money for, and maybe this is the best way to do it.
Just go win some games, Purge. It's not that hard for you, bro.
I could.
It's hard for me, though.
Grab some people out to carry me, like usual.
Yeah. Yeah, Blitz will do it for you, bro.
He would.
All right, thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the show, and of course, a big shout out to FACEIT for putting this on short notice. But it has been a great tournament. Hopefully, we can see more of it. Show your support. Get out there on the forums, wherever you do go, and say big thanks to FACEIT. Of course, it's been an absolute pleasure casting with you, Purge.
Yeah, I had a great time. It was great casting with you too, and thanks again to FACEIT.
All right, thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.